At some point in life, you hit a wall. It's an uncomfortable, almost painful realization. Nobody is coming. Nobody is going to swoop in and rescue you. Nobody, deep down, truly cares about your struggles. And that truth hurts. It stings until one day it doesn't. One day it sets you free. Think about it. Most people spend their lives craving sympathy. They want understanding. They want someone, anyone, to just notice how hard life has been for them, to pat them on the back and say, "You're trying so hard." But here's the cold, hard reality. The world doesn't reward pain. The world doesn't hand out trophies for trying. It rewards results. And your story, the real story, begins the moment you finally accept that simple fact. I remember this guy. Let's call him Alex. Alex was a classic case. He was tired, so incredibly tired of explaining himself to everyone. He was tired of justifying why his plans weren't working out, why his business wasn't taking off, why he was still stuck in the same place. He was tired of blaming his circumstances, the economy, his upbringing, you name it. He had an excuse for everything. One day, he just stopped. He stopped talking. There were no big announcements on social media, no dramatic posts about his new journey, no motivational quotes plastered on his wall. While everyone else was busy chasing attention, desperate for likes and comments, Alex was chasing improvement, was obsessed with getting 1% better every single day. His life became a simple, repetitive loop. Early mornings, when the rest of the world was still asleep. Late nights, when everyone else was relaxing. Day after day of the same, seemingly boring progress. Lifting that weight one more time. King, one more page. Making one more sales call. And you know what? No one clapped. Not a single person. No one checked in to see if he was okay. No one asked how his new project was going. And that was the entire point. 'Cause when nobody is watching, when the stadium is empty and the only person you have to answer to is the one staring back at you in the mirror, that's when you find out who you really are. It's easy to perform when you have an audience. But what do you do when it's just you? Of course, there were days he wanted to quit. Countless days when the sheer effort felt completely invisible, like he was screaming into a void. Days when looking around at everyone else, living their normal, comfortable lives, made being average look so damn tempting. Just give up, blend in, be like everyone else. It would be so much easier. And then he'd remember something simple. A mantra he repeated to himself over and over. Average is crowded. Excellence is lonely. The path to the top is not a party. It's a solitary climb. So he chose to stay lonely. He embraced the solitude. He trained even when his motivation was completely gone. He put in the hours when comfort was calling his name, begging him to just take a break. He stayed disciplined even when the excuses felt perfectly reasonable, totally justifiable. And slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, he began to change. Not on the outside, not in a way anyone could see. The change was happening deep on the inside. He became calm under pressure, developed a laser-like focus in the middle of chaos. The opinions of others, which used to cripple him, became nothing more than background noise. That's what the grind does. It's like a forge, burns away all the weakness, all the neediness, all the self-pity, and it hardens you into something new, something stronger. And then, one day, completely out of the blue, things started to shift. A result popped up, a small win, then another. These small wins started to compound, creating momentum. Opportunities, which had been non-existent before, started to appear as if from nowhere, and suddenly, people noticed. The very same people who weren't there when he was struggling in silence. They came out of the woodwork. "Wow, you're doing so great. I always knew you had it in you. We should catch up." But by then, it was too late. By then, their applause didn't matter. It was nice, sure, but it wasn't necessary, 'cause He hadn't done any of it for them. He didn't endure the lonely nights and the brutal mornings for their validation. He did it for himself. He did it for control over his own life. He did it for freedom. He did it for self-respect. The reward wasn't the applause at the end. It was the person he had to become to get there. So here's the lesson, the core of it all. If you need someone else's encouragement to get to work, you're not ready yet. If you need constant validation to stay consistent, you're still operating from a place of weakness. The real players, the real hustlers, they move in complete silence. They let their work ethic be their statement. They stay underground until the results, and only the results, make the noise for them. So, if you're listening to this right now, I want you to truly understand this one thing. Nobody cares, And that isn't your weakness, That is your greatest advantage. Because the moment you stop expecting a helping hand, the moment you stop looking for support, is the moment you stop making excuses. You are on your own, and that's where your power begins. This is the code. This is the way. Silent grind. No validation needed, only results. Let your success be the only thing they hear. Thanks for watching.